Not really entirely sure what I want to do, but I think I'm gonna maybe start with doing a little bit of Arena Commander, getting used to flying again, because I haven't really flown anything since like 2016 in this game. So I know the flight models changed quite a bit, so I'm not really sure what I'm jumping into. Um, Starting tomorrow on April 17th, Star Citizen is going to have a free fly weekend. And generally what that means is if you don't have an account or you have an account but you don't really own the game, you can jump in and check out the Persistent Universe for free, check out Arena Commander, check out a bunch of different ships. I'm not sure what all they'll have available to fly for free, but it's a good time to like just check out the game and get started. I haven't really touched this game at all since 2016 or 17. I can't really remember the last time I really played it. Um, I need to set up my joystick still, so I haven't really done that. And just wanted to check out some ships. I haven't really had a chance to check them all out, at least the ones that I've got. I have quite a few ships. I haven't really done a whole lot. This is the Anvil Arrow. I think this is like one of my favorite looking ships. Just kind of gives off those A-Wing vibes from Star Wars, but it's the Anvil Arrow, and I think it's pretty sweet. Looking forward to flying this for sure. Let's check out the cockpit a little bit. Looks pretty dope. I like how the wings fold up. Makes it pretty small for on the flight deck. Definitely going to be a great ship to have. Looks pretty sweet too. I'm just kind of checking out my ships because it's been so long since I've played. There's definitely been a lot of ships implemented since the last time I played, so I haven't really seen a lot of these in person.
Anvil Aerospace. All systems online.
I have to say the cockpit definitely looks pretty sweet. God, what more could you want from a small little fighter? Really good visibility. Looks sweet as hell too. Definitely gonna have a lot of fun flying this. Just the way that it folds up the wings and the landing gear comes down, it's pretty sweet. let's go check out a different ship. I have a lot of ships. Mostly military themed. Definitely prefer the combat game loop over doing a lot of other things, but I also have a reclaimer for doing salvage, or an ironclad assault. That'll be like my transport and general all-around ship. I got the reclaimer. The redeemer is just a loner. The harbinger is just a loner. Got another arrow that's probably just a loner because I only owned one of those. And then got the Carrack, F7A Hornet Mk I. This is my favorite ship, for sure. Let's deliver this one because everybody wants to see this thing. It's really rare. Yeah, no, it's kind of funny. It's a digital ship saying that it's rare, but as far as I'm aware, there's only been about 3,400 of them sold, somewhere around there, because it was only on sale in like 2013 in November for a Veterans Day sale. And they sold it as like an upgrade kit for the Mark I Hornet, but they never actually delivered it. It was supposed to turn the F7C into a it was supposed to just look like a military Hornet, but I guess they finally ended up giving us the actual military Hornet as a replacement instead of it just being an upgrade kit. So it was just sold that one time in 2013 for a Veterans Day sale. Not a sale, but a Veterans Day pledge to help out veterans. And I just think it's pretty sweet that they finally gave a F7A Mark I out. So this is definitely my favorite ship. And funny enough, it's one of the cheapest ships I have because it only cost me $20. But it's definitely my baby. This will be my go-to dogfighting ship, I think, just because of it being so rare and classic, and just to bring this out and to fly it around, it'll be pretty fun, I think. It's almost as capable as the Mark II F7A, but it's got that classic Mark I Hornet look. And I'm sure you'll be able to obtain it in game at some point, but for now it's one of like 3,400.
Anvil Aerospace. All systems online.
Cockpit looks pretty sweet. Not as good of a visibility as that arrow, but you know, it's a medium fighter. Should feel a little bit more boxed in. But I love the UEE military paint theme on it. It's pretty sweet. Definitely. This is definitely my favorite ship that I have. You know, when the F7 series came out, I never really liked how boxy it looked. I thought it just looked way too boxy, but it's really grown on me over the years. And I think I actually might, at least when it comes to the military F7A, I think this might be, I might actually enjoy this, how this looks more than the Mark II. Even though the Mark II is a lot sleeker, this just, I don't know, maybe it's just like got that classic car feel, and I know that it's rare, and not too many people have the military version. But I don't know, I just think this is pretty sweet. Definitely gonna enjoy this ship for sure. Man, I'm so glad I still have this ship after all these years. It's just, it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
And I've got 3 F7A Mark IIs. Why I have them is because I was planning on putting them in my Idris. You know, you gotta have a full complement of F7A Mark IIs on that flight deck. That's gonna be pretty fun. Because like my plan is to operate an Idris loaded up with 3 of the F7A Hornet Mark IIs, and then sort of recreate like some Squadron 42 vibes of out on patrol, wiping out some vandals, you know, just doing interesting stuff like that. Trying to make it feel a little bit more, not, more of a curated experience than just, I don't know, like something like that. I think would be entertaining. Let's pull out the Mark II so we can kind of compare it to the Mark I that we just saw. I'm having to rebuild my organization though, because I started one back when this was in the Kickstarter phase and accumulated around 100 or so players, but it's been what, like 12 years, and you know, just didn't really stay up with it or stay in contact with that org. So it's like I sent them all invites to the new org, so if anybody is still around from there or they see it, they can join the new one, just to get rid of the clutter of any inactive members. Because I know there's a lot of people that have no interest in the game anymore, or they're just not around anymore. Like, as sad as that sounds, like I don't know who's still alive after all these years. So I still have the other org, but I made a new one just to like transition any active people over to it. So we'll just kind of see how that goes. So if anybody's looking for an org, I have one that I created. It's called the Watchstar Ascendancy. It's about security, salvaging, and technology and research. So here we have the Hornet Mark II F7A, and looks pretty sleek. I like the digital camo on it. Doesn't have, I don't know, that classic green UEE look to it, which I definitely prefer over this. but I still think the digital camo looks pretty sweet on it. The cockpit definitely looks a bit more sleek.
Anvil Aerospace. All systems online.
Visibility seems... honestly, I feel like the visibility isn't quite as good in this, but maybe I'm just mistaken. Like this, I don't know, I feel like these struts might be a little bit thicker on it, but I could be wrong. Outside, visually, the Mark II is definitely pretty sleek. The lines on it definitely flow better. Has a bit more, almost a stealthy feel to it compared to the boxy version of the Mark I. But I don't know, I really like that F7A Mark I. Retract the landing gear. Watch the wings open. It's definitely a nice looking ship. The Hornet series is definitely probably my favorite. But I definitely think I prefer that F7A Mark I. You probably hear me raving about that a lot. I don't know. I think it might, maybe just because it's so rare that I really enjoy it. Man. This game's pretty forgiving with your landings, thankfully, because I'm not actually using my joysticks right now, so I'm just using a mouse and keyboard, and I'm definitely not real familiar with flying that. This Hornet's pretty sweet. I definitely plan on putting 3 of those on the flight deck of my Idris, though, that's for sure.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
Let's see, just saw the F7A Mark II. You want to check out the Mark I Wildfire, Mark I Heat Seeker, or Heart Seeker, and we'll check that out in a later video probably. And then we got the F7CM Mark I, F7CM Mark II, F8C Lightning. We'll check out the Lightning, see how it looks compared to the other ones.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location. Please visit us again.
Also, sorry for this video being so horrible. Like, I haven't really made any content, so I'm just kind of like winging it. Checking out my ships. Hangar seems like it's a little big for a little fighter, but that's what happens when you own the Polaris and you get this massive hangar. I remember years and years ago I wanted this F8 series so bad, but apparently right now in the game it's not that great. It's slow and sluggish, and they definitely power creeped with the F7A Mark II, so it's almost got as much damage as the F8C Lightning, which I think is kind of silly. And it also kind of made it so like the F7C Mark I's are really undergunned. I feel like they should all just be upgunned. Make them similar in that regard. I don't think it's that right that the F7A Mark II's like outgun the Mark I's so considerably, except for the F7A Mark I. It's upgunned pretty close to the Mark II.
Anvil Aerospace. All
Visibility in
systems
the
online.
F8 definitely feels superior to the F7 series, that's for sure. Just the two struts going up the sides. Man, definitely
Takeoff complete.
pretty sweet looking interior cockpit. Definitely looks pretty sick though. I like it. It's kind of cool how it hugs the cockpit. Looks like it will offer a little bit more protection for the pilot from certain angles when they implement the armor system, maybe. Or protection for those guns underneath as well. It's definitely... Oh, network error, 30,000. Well, I guess that's where we'll end the video, because freaking crashed. The server going down. Uh, but that's what we get for being an alpha, right? Servers going down all the time, probably. So if anybody's getting new to the game, you can check it out tomorrow on the 17th. Free fly weekend, or week. Is it just a weekend? I think it's for a whole week. So you can check out the game for free, make a new account. If you don't have one, use my referral code if you want. It'll be down there on the bottom of the screen. Um, there is, you will get 5,000 UEC if you make a new account and use my referral code. And yeah, if you're looking for an org, just check out my org. It's called the Watchstar Ascendancy. There will definitely be a link for it in the description. It has so few players right now because I just literally made it a few days ago, and I have to transition people over. So I'm just going to try to rebuild it, I think, from the ground up. So if you're interested in security, salvage, or technology like doing like research and um, like stuff that has to do with like blueprints and anything like that, that's kind of what we're going for with this organization. All right. Thanks for checking out the video if you made it this far. See ya.